Good morning, everybody. Hope you're doing great. Back here with another video. Beautiful day today. Sun is out, birds are chirping, wind is flowing, dogs are barking, and I'm ready to keep learning. So today we're gonna do a striking and an arm combat training session. I'm just gonna do it free flow. I'm gonna be in the zone. So later I'll add some descriptions. I'll overdub my voice and describe what I'm doing as the video goes on. All right, fam, hope you enjoy this one. And this is how we begin, with a defense and overall movement warm-up. We're trying to work on footwork, head movement, rhythm, timing, distance management, trying to get the blood flowing, the body right for the more explosive movements we're going to do later. And that's a wise thing. If you want to lower the risk and prevent injuries, that's what you do. So as you can see, I'm moving around, switching stances, feeling out the space, using my head, my arms, my hips, my legs, working on elusiveness, rhythm changes, and overall defensive movement. Because you can't hurt what you can't touch. That's why it's essential to work on your defensive game. And you see me sometimes with my hands up, using them to block kicks, knees, punches, elbows. Sometimes I have them down, trying to work on my precision and timing with my head movement and distance management. And I have to say, if you want to be elusive and not have to block anything and just get out of the way correctly, you have to not only use your head, but you have to be very good with your hips and feet. And when I say head movement, I actually mean neck movement, because it's the neck that's moving the head around and micromanaging the distance. And if done correctly, you can actually use the neck to move the head just an inch, and it can actually save you from a potential knockout. So you just saw me finish checking kicks, working on my checking kick game. I would say an underrated but very valuable tool to have in your defense game. And something else that we don't talk about enough is your timing, your time feel, knowing when to move. And as a musician, I have to say, get into music, learn how to feel the music, learn how to feel the rhythm, learn how to dance. Trust me, it'll do wonders for your timing and precision. And now we're getting into the attack game, starting with the jabs. Still maintaining all the things we were working on during the defense warm-up. We're keeping the slips, the bobbing and weaving, the use of hands to block, the use of feet to move around, distance management, while exploring the jab. And as you can see, I'm doing a Philly shell kind of thing, throwing the jab from the hips, making it harder for the opponent to see it coming. And notice the rhythm in which I'm throwing the jab. I'm trying variations, switching stances. Sometimes I'm doing a double or triple back-to-back jab combo. Sometimes I'm spacing the jab a little bit more, or putting in a defensive move in between jabs, or slipping and jabbing. As I said before, exploring creatively different jab variations. And also using different levels of intensity, explosiveness, and speed. The jab can actually have different purposes. It can be used to actually hurt the opponent. It can be used to control the opponent's distance and interrupt a potential attack. And as you probably know, it can also be used as a setup for combos. And you just saw me putting my chin up, trying to bait the opponent in, and then anticipating with a quick, snappy jab. So if you want to increase the risk of getting hurt to create an opening, you have to be great with your timing, precision, and speed. And now we're beginning with the jabs and crosses, starting the combos, doing them slowly, trying to work on the technique, the muscle memory, to later be explosive and precise with it. Working the famous 1-2 on both stances, incentivizing ambidexterity. So as you can see, I'm speeding up a little bit and also adding a double slip for the 1-2s. Now you're gonna see real explosiveness and power, which would be what I would use if I actually wanted to hurt my opponent in a real fight. And keep in mind, I'm being crisp with the technique. I'm not telegraphing, that way I won't gas out being so explosive. Always remember, being technical will help with your endurance. They both go hand in hand. So fam, keep in mind, we're maintaining what we were working on before. And just so you know, we're structuring this shadow striking training session starting with the warm-up, defense game warm-up, then working individually on strikes, punches, kicks, knees, elbows, and then later we'll do combos in a drill-like dynamic, repeating them to work on the technique and actually be able to do them with maximum explosiveness. And finally, we'll end with a free-flow shadow striking just to work on simulating a real fight scenario. And you'll get to see some high-intensity combos, some highlight real KO moves, some aggressive ground and pound. So stay tuned, fam. And if you were watching a few seconds ago, I was moving forward and then jumped 180 to throw a fast 1-2 in the opposite direction. And that's simulating a street fight scenario in which you feel an opponent coming from behind and you anticipate with an attack. And now we're starting with the kicks, but I want to talk a little bit more about this idea of feeling somebody coming from behind. You can actually develop acute sensory perception. You can develop spatial awareness. You can work on being tactical. And this will all help you with this street fight scenario I mentioned and much more. So the kicks, I'm starting by throwing low kicks, body kicks, and head kicks one after the other for both stances. And now we move on to the front kicks, both stances as well. Also side kicks, jumping front kicks, throwing them from your stance. Working on precision, very important to warm up and stretch before doing this if you want to prevent an injury. And fam, you'll probably notice that I won't throw any spinning kicks, any roundhouse kicks or anything like that, even though I can. The thing is, they are high energy consuming moves, and I wouldn't advise anyone to use them in a real fight scenario unless you have your opponent hurt or you see a real opening, while simultaneously being an expert in these techniques. Now, the elbows, or as I personally call them, my knives. Why knives? It's because usually I would recommend using the elbows in a pocket or short distance. I would make the fun analogy that your punches are like automatic guns, your kicks are like shotguns, your elbows are like knives, and your knees that you will see in a little bit are your grenades. Let me know in the comment section if you feel the same way, or if you would describe your attacks differently. Maybe you feel your knees are like hammers, your kicks are like swords or flamethrowers or whatever. Let me know. So yeah fam, as you can see, we're working on real explosiveness, doing individual elbows or 1-2s while maintaining your defense game on point. And now the knees. And you'll get to see different kinds of knees being thrown. That jumping explosive knee that you just saw, some short snappy knees, depending on what the fighting context demands. It's all about seeing or creating the openings for them. For example, if you see an opponent trying to aggressively get a takedown, moving forward with their head down, you can anticipate with good timing, throwing a snappy, short, quick knee, and done right from your stance. So fam, as you can see, now we're in the combo part of the video, starting with a mirror double 1-2, ending with a head kick. What do I mean by a mirror double 1-2? We're throwing jab, cross, then cross, jab, and a head kick. And pay close attention to the footwork, very important. And now with true explosiveness, done as if it were a real fight. And now the other side, done the same way, starting slow, working on the technique, and gradually increasing the speed. Alright fam, and now the second combo. I really like this one. You set it up with a jab. You jab around, eventually throw a jab to the chin, then across to the body, and end with a jumping front kick. And keep in mind fam, same drill dynamic for each combo. I like to call it progressive repetition. By progressive I mean starting slow to get the technique right, and then gradually and progressively increasing the explosiveness and speed to eventually get to a real fighting rhythm and intensity. Alright fam, third combo. You do the Mike Tyson peekaboo style, jump from one side to the next, and then throw a triple hook. Hook to the body, hook to the chin, hook to the temple. And this one I've trained so much that I already have it on the lockdown. That's why you're seeing me get to the real explosiveness faster. But don't sleep on the footwork fam, very important. And as I already mentioned, always both stances to promote ambidexterity. Alright fam, now a small variation for this combo. Instead of ending with a hook to the temple, we're ending with an elbow. Alright, if I'm not mistaken, this is the last combo for the training session before getting to the free flow shadow striking. And I would say this is a really interesting one and a little bit more complex as well. So this one is a quadruple strike combo, 4 strikes, done in a double-timed manner. What do I mean by this? We're throwing the 1-2 with the uppercut, then moving back and throwing the knee. Ideally, you're throwing the 1-2 while the opponent is blocking, creating an opening for the uppercut to the chin. Then the opponent will get riled up, moving forward. That's when you step back, jump, and get the flying knee KO. Knowing that this is the last combo of the training session, let me know in the comment section fam, what combos would you like to see next? And here we go, the free flow shadow striking has begun. I'll let you check it out with little description, just keep in mind all the things I mentioned before. Fam, this is obviously an edited video, 15 minutes from a 45-minute training session. Cause, like the title of the video clearly states, the goal was to share with you a well-structured shadow striking tutorial. And you're about to see a little bit more drilling and repetition done before ramping the intensity up, looking for the KO. Right now I'm feinting a takedown to then throw an overhand hook. Next, a Philly shell jumping jab hook and head kick combo. And we're going to do a few variations on it. We're going to throw a switching jab first after the head kick and then a double elbow extension. Here it comes. Bam! Now we're looking for the KO. Getting close to the finisher. If you're having a competitive fight with someone that has a similar level as you, this is where endurance, resistance, cardio, stamina, durability, all work wonders. You're trying to drown your opponent with pressure, doing it in a wise way, not forgetting your defense game and always keeping a substantial amount of energy in your reserve tank. This is where we go to deep waters to get the KO. Bam, 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 triple cross. Let those automatic guns fire. Jab, 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 boom. So if you have your opponent hurt, wobbly, and mentally defeated, this is an amazing highlight reel KO you can try. Bam! And if he's still awake in the ground trying to recover, you can always end with a beautiful GNP. This is where I say goodbye, fam. Thanks for tuning in again. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment down below which training sessions you want to see next, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.